Okay, so on the left side of the screen here, we have the screenplay The Violin Case Murders by Sean Fitzpatrick. So what I'm going to attempt to do is rewrite the first page of his script in my own words. So let's say that Sean has rewritten his script a billion times. He's sick of the sight of it. He's looking for a fresh perspective, needs a new set of eyes. So let's say, just for argument's sake, that he's hired me as a ghostwriter or as a second writer to come on and punch up his script. So I'm looking at this for the first time. I should say the second time. I was reading a bit of it last night. So it's fairly fresh to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through the very first page and point out some things that just kind of stand out to me. And then I'm going to quickly just do a quick first page in my own words over here on the right. Okay, so let's get started here. Exterior, country road, night. A cargo truck is up on a jack by the side of the road. Towering over the truck is a billboard trumpeting a new Laurel and Hardy movie, Pack Up Your Troubles. Clive Mulligan, a rough-featured man in his late 40s, is at work tightening a spare tire onto the truck's rear axle. The sound of an approaching car is heard. Interior squad car, continuous. Two cops are in the front seat. The billboard and the truck appear in the squad car's headlights. Cop number 1, well, what do we got here? Cop number 2, I don't know, let's find out. Exterior country road, continuous. The squad car comes to a stop with headlights on Clive. He looks up and sees what kind of car it is. Clive, damn. The cops get out of the squad car. They remain standing behind the open car doors. Clive can make out only silhouettes in the glare of the headlights. Need a hand? No thanks. Just about done here. Blowout? Yep, lucky for me I always carry a spare. The cops begin to approach the truck, flashlights in hand. Clive pretends not to notice as he continues tightening the lug nuts. Cop number 1 shines his light on the truck's rear side door. It reads, LaSalle Transport Company, Kansas City, Missouri. Cop number 2 runs his light along the underside of the truck. Okay, so that's page 1. So, without thinking too much about it, I'm going to go ahead and let's get started. So we got country road. Looks like he has 2 dashes. I'm going to use 1 dash, country road night. All right. The screens are kind of getting in the way of each other here. Hold on a second. Alright. So what I would do first, because you have a lot going on here. You have the cargo truck, you have the billboard, the movie billboard, Laurel and Hardy, and you have Clive Mulligan. So you're introducing the billboard, the truck that Clive is driving, and Clive. And for some reason we have Clive coming third. So it's, I think here, the best thing to do, like I said, if Sean was looking for my opinion, for argument's sake, I would introduce Clive first. Introduce our antagonist first. Protagonist, excuse me. A rough-featured man in his late 40s. So I would put Clive Mulligan 40s, because you always want to put the age first. 40s, rough-featured. He's hard at work tightening a spare onto the truck's rear axle. So Clive Mulligan, 40s, rough-featured, tightens a spare onto his, okay, is this his right rear tire or his left rear tire? So just in order to get a visual, let's just say for argument's sake it's the left side tire. Left rear tire. You could also say his driver's side rear tire, whatever, left rear tire. Okay, cargo truck. onto the left rear tire. And you could say something like, of his cargo truck. So you're establishing that he's driving a cargo truck. Okay, he's a man in his 40s, rough featured. He's throwing a spare onto the driver's side rear tire of his cargo truck. So we know it's the driver's side. Towering over the truck is a billboard trumpeting a new Laurel and Hardy movie, Pack Up Your Troubles. So you could say, click down to the next line. Towering above Clive, because before it says towering above the truck. Now that we've established that Clive is there, we could put towering above Clive. You could say is an old style, or you could say old Hollywood movie billboard. Featuring Laurel and Hardy in their upcoming, or you could say in their latest motion picture, Pack Up Your Troubles. Okay, so the sound of an approaching car is heard. Interior squad car, continuous. So this is the continuous here is messing me up because it's not really necessary. Because it's an approaching car, it's hard. We don't really see it, so we're getting basically Clive's reaction to, okay, Clive. I think it's put maybe like Clive throws a glance over his shoulder. That doesn't work either because you need to establish that there's a sound first before Clive reacts. You don't want to get his reaction and then the sound. So you would put a not so distant car is heard on the horizon. Interior squad car. Night. So it's not really continuous. Continuous is if you're going like interior, exterior, like you're climbing out of a window and it's a continuous action or you're moving from room to room. So I would not do continuous. So two cops. I notice a lot of writers when they put like 2 cops, 3 cops, 4 cops, or 2 whatever, 2 people or 2 couples. They never capitalize how many, like the number of cops. So I like to actually capitalize that there's 2 cops. Okay, how old are the cops? So you don't establish, at least I don't think, after reading this first page, that we have an age on these cops. They've been around a little bit. Let's just say, because I know on the second and third page, these cops are a bit gruff. They've been around a little while. Even one of the cops says something to the effect like, "This ain't my first rodeo. I've been working these back roads for years." So they actually have some age on them. So let's just say 2 grizzled cops. Older veterans. both 50s. We could do that. Two grizzled cops, older veterans, both 50s. Occupy the front seat. Okay. Billboard and the truck appear in the squad car's headlights. Okay. What truck? So obviously it's the cargo truck, but you don't want to just assume that the reader is going to know that this truck you're talking about is Clive's truck. So we could put the beaming headlights. Spotlight Clive's truck in the you could say towering billboard, but that would be the second time you've used the word towering. So you could say the beaming headlight spotlight Clive's truck and the impressive billboard. Okay, close enough. Okay, cop number one. What do we got here? Well, what do we got here? You could put something like what's this here? Oh, cop number two. I don't know. Let's find out. You put something clever like, so I reckon we're gonna find out. I reckon we're gonna find out though. Yep. It's the exterior country road continuous. So why is this continuous again? I don't understand that. Exterior country road night. Squad car comes to a stop with headlights on Clive. So we already established that we got the beaming headlights spotlighting Clive's truck and the impressive billboard. So we already know that the headlights are on Clive. So this is getting a little redundant. Okay. We could put our squad car to a swift halt. Clive caught in their high beams. Let's just call them high beams. High beams. Squinting. Struggles to identify what? The car or the people in the car, the cops in the car? Struggles to identify the, let's just say the police lights if the police lights were on, he would definitely see him. So you would have to say, he's squinting. Clive struggles to identify the police lights currently not in use. But Say the cops get out of the squad car. They remain standing behind the open car doors. There's too many words here. So Clive can make out only silhouettes in the glare of the headlights. Okay. So you could say, caught in the glare of their own headlights. Clive can only make out a pair of threatening silhouettes. So we just assume they're threatening because they're driving up on them out in the middle of nowhere and getting out of their car. So this implies that he feels threatened. So Clive can only make out a pair of threatening silhouettes. Okay. Move down the page a little bit. Cop number 1, need a hand? No thanks, just about done here. So we have exclamation points. I would change those to periods, otherwise an actor is going to read that and basically yell these lines. So we don't need to do that. So need a hand, no thanks, just about done here. Blowout. Lucky for me, I always carry a spare. I guess you'd call that on the nose, a little bit on the nose dialogue. Sort of, not really. But just for the sake of doing it, we're going to change it anyways, because this is just a writing exercise. I do like this script, by the way. Okay, instead of need a hand, you could say, how we doing? How we doing here, buddy? Instead of him asking blowout, you just go ahead and tell him, got a blowout. Fixing to be done here. Quick. Fixing to be done here right quick. Just throwing on the spare. Okay, the cops begin to approach the truck, flashlights in hand. Clive pretends not to notice as he continues tightening the lug nuts. Let's see. How's he not going to notice two cops with flashlights? You know, beaming flashlights on the back of his head. He's obviously going to be put off by that. So let's say the cops come closer. Got a lot of C's in there. Cops come closer. Kind of rolls off the tongue. Sounds good. As opposed to the cops begin to approach. The cops come closer. Both donning flashlights. Finishes tightening the lug nuts. Cop number 1 shines his light on the truck's driver's side door. It reads, it's a good thing we picked a driver's side earlier in the script because we weren't sure what side of the car he was putting a tire on. So cop number 1 shines his light on the truck's driver's side door. It reads, LaSalle Transport Company, Kansas City, Missouri. Cop number 2 runs his light along the underside of the truck. Alright, so let's break this up a little bit. Cop number 1 spotlights the driver's side door. Meanwhile, excuse me. Cop number 1 spotlights the driver's side door, colon. Okay, what is this? LaSalle Transport Company. Kansas City, Missouri. Meanwhile, so my version's already creeped onto page 2. So my version's a little bit longer, sort of, barely. So cop number 2 runs his light along the underside of the truck. Cop number 2 checks the undercarriage. Now that should be the end of the page, right? It's the end of page 1. So I pretty much on par with page count with Mr. Fitzpatrick here so far. We could actually pull this up to page 1. Meanwhile, cop number 2 checks the undercarriage. And what does he find? Does he find anything? Let's check page number 2, see if he finds anything. Nope. So since he didn't find anything under the truck, so we'll put all clear, just to give our readers a visual. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and save. Save project. Name the snapshot. Violin case murders. Okay. All right, let's blow this up a little bit. Oh, forgot the cardinal rule. We got to put fade in before we do anything. All right. Fade in, exterior country road, night. Clive Mulligan, 40s, rough featured, tightens a spare onto the left rear tire of his cargo truck. Towering above Clive is an old Hollywood movie billboard featuring Laurel and Hardy in their latest motion picture, Pack Up Your Troubles. A not-so-distant car is heard on the horizon. Interior squad car, night. 2 grizzled cops, older veterans, both 50s, occupy the front seat. The beaming headlights spotlight Clive's truck and the impressive billboard. Okay. Still not crazy about how that sounds. Beaming headlights spotlight Clive's truck. And tall and imposing billboard. The beaming headlights spotlight Clive's truck and the tall and imposing billboard. What's this here? Don't know. I reckon we're going to find out, though. Yep. Exterior country road, night. Our squad car comes to a swift halt. Clive caught in their high beams. Squinting, Clive struggles to identify the police lights currently not in use. Caught in the glare of their own headlights, Clive can only make out a pair of threatening silhouettes. Okay, that doesn't work either because we're saying caught in the glare of their own headlights. Who? Caught in the glare of their own headlights. Our 2 cops go unidentified. Clive can only make out a pair of threatening silhouettes. How we doing here, buddy? Got a blowout fixing to be done here right quick, just throwing on the spare. The cops come closer, both donning flashlights. Clive finishes tightening the lug nuts. Cop number 1 spotlights the driver's side door. Lazelle Transport Company, Kansas City, Missouri. Meanwhile, cop number 2 checks the undercarriage. All clear. Okay, so we've basically occupied the same amount of room on the page, all done on one page exactly. And this is more or less the same concept, the same scene, same characters, just rewritten in a different style. So, let's see if we can go back. Oh, come on. Here we go. And look, I've already screwed this up. So Sean's not going to be happy with me because I've already missed this very, very important detail that this is 1932 Missouri. Might explain some of the language that these characters are using. So, insert title over black, Missouri, 1932. Some people might get put off by doing the over black, title over black. It's kind of like a screen direction. So we're going to go ahead and add it after introducing our character, our star character, Clive Mulligan. We'll put superimpose Missouri, I think I spelled that right, 1932. Okay. Save project. By the way, writerduet.com, this is the only software anybody should be using ever. Period. $12 a month. Does everything that Final Draft can do, if not more. Okay, we're going to do a quick export, PDF. Forgot to do my title page, but anyways. There you go. Page 1, the Violin case murders. So I'm going to start doing these probably a few a week, see if it catches on. And just doing it as a writing exercise, I think is going to be pretty beneficial to me as a writer. But we're 27 minutes in, so moving forward, I'll probably make these like 5-minute videos at most. But I just did this first one, just to give you a little insight on how I'm going to be doing this. And we'll see if it catches on. All right, thanks for listening.